last night. So you've just heard a male vocalist going to Perez. We've heard the gospel music artist going to PSC Esther. We've heard the artist of the year going to, of course, Black Sherif. Now let's listen to Kim Promise, because Kim Promise got the album of the year and really got Twitter talking.
92.7 3 FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM.
Now I don't blow. If that chick bad, I go carry her. My neck is cold, I don't condone no bad energies. Bad girls and a whole lot. She give me wine and a whole lot.
Got the album of the year, the song Five Toes.
With you, nobody else.
Coming from the 5-star album.
Say I did for you, nothing contest. Yeah. Because your be damages. Now when you, I can't resist. You go feel this thing tonight. I say I put in 10 toes, now I don't blow. If that chick bad, I go carry her. My neck is cold, I don't condone no bad energies are running out. Got a whole lot of vibes and a
In this particular award, it got Twitter talking, you know.
She give me wine and a
Congratulations to Kim Promise for winning an award.
10 toes, now I don't blow. If that chick bad,
Let's now listen to the winner for Afrobeats of the year.
no bad and it's bad, I go carry her.
It came in strong last year on the review.
Bad, I go carry her.
Well-deserved award again going out to Camido.
92.7 3 FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
So below you speaks with a little ginger. Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I got the reason why I can't let go. Girl, you never know, so you gon' gossip. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, so you gon' gossip. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, so you gon' gossip. Man.
Camido over there, flipping 2 awards. Yesterday the VGMAs, listen. And everybody was glued to TV3. Hey!
Senorita, mamacita, body bad and the grace for your features. Nice to meet you, Jimmy Sika. Only wanna deceive on my future. Oh, I wanna teach your body a thing or two. If you know the things we do, this love in a beach, I'll go way before. Yeah, girl, some more, you me said that. 5-star boomba, nyatabe. Kaba kaba miaka tamina bebe. Oh man, you my boss, mama, all of my guys are thugs, but you know I'm rude.
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
This is the only show that talks about Africa like never before. We're trying to talk about other African countries, see their similarities between Ghana, of course, and them. We talk about the differences, we talk about the places of interest, that is when it comes to tourism. We look at the food, we look at the culture, we look at the people, and also their music. So today we will be exploring another African country, but we've just dedicated the first part of today's show just to celebrate, of course, all award-winning artists, or most of the award-winning artists at the just ended Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. We're celebrating African music, Ghana music. A song in the background is by Camido, who swept 2 awards yesterday. Before then, we heard from PSC Esther, who also swept 2 awards. Perez Music, 2 awards. Black Sheriff, I think I have forgotten the number of awards he had, but he had the ultimate award being the Artist of the Year. And then we've heard from Kim Promise and now Camido, but also Stonebwoy won an award. So yesterday we saw the man himself winning an award just after he had launched his new album. So Stonebwoy also came through picking up one.
92.7 3FM. Your urban lifestyle radio.
Listen, the list goes on and on and on. Kofi Kinata won the Best High Life Artist. When it comes to the African act, it went to Ashake. Sarkodie won the Collaboration of the Year with the song Countryside featuring Black Sharif, the Artist of the Year. Amrado won the Best Rap Performance of the Year. I want us to listen to the Record of the Year that went to Jackie.
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Boy, you see, take your mind to February 20. Now you don't know when you're fairy tale and me.
Winning the Record of the Year.
You're crazy, crazy. Yes, you really, really melody. Into sipping so. And then you bring pour it so. Ooh, Mr. Lover Boy, bon chéri, pour la vie. Oh, je t'aime. I'll fly away, far away.
As a reminder that Jackie has also released a new one.
For you. But if you break my heart, break it to pieces, boy. You know I can't find these pieces, so I go leave you shy and I won't move far away.
in the means. When I gave you my all, you weren't doing it.
You're still listening to Beats Africa Radio on 3FM 92.7.
Do you know me from me or the bands? If JB went clear, would you still claim him as your man? KMT all the time I invested, I should have been chasing bro.
Event was all sort, but the most important thing that we celebrated Ghanaian music as well as African music. Shout out to all these artists that did well, and of course our host on the show. They were simply great.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Mundi, Nashako, James Gardner,
You hear this song?
Fifi Coleman,
Get your kicks on.
our very own Crystal Aye.
We go. You know, me a
Crystal Kwame Aye, actually.
no pagan brothers. No more. They go see me for countryside. If you die, they go see me, oh. They go follow man, them go. For countryside.
Oh, we really saw these people did well. All of them looking stunning in their outfits. Listen, Beats Africa, that's what we choose to do. Celebrate Ghanaian music, celebrate African music. Somebody's saying that if I'm talking about African music, why am I not playing something from Ashake? Don't worry. Very soon we'll switch to Ashake. But today we'll be exploring another African country. My guest is already in the studio with me. Don't forget to join us on Facebook. We are live on 3FM 927. I see some of the comments coming through already.
3FM 92.7.
Akrokeri Jr. says, I'm watching you live from Akrokeri. He says, greetings to Honorable Ambrose Edwin in Sako of Obuasi, West NDC.
All the things that I've been to.
Ben Toby says, greetings. Punisher Online says, hey. Ken Slim says, vibes after vibes.
Ready for trying if you know they want smoke. I know it's hard, but I'm giving you all hope. When you're feeling like the world is against you and you're back against the wall, God is gonna send you an angel. Tell me, baby, I will rise when you fall.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
You go rise 10 times up, sing along.
Lamin is watching us live from Italy. I told you today on the show, we will be exploring another African country, and it is Sierra Leone.
No more. They will see me for countryside. You be there, they go see me, they go follow man, them go.
And we're going to follow Josephine Sierra Leone today, because that's what we're exploring on the show. Stay with us. For those of you who have been saying that I've just been playing Ghanaian songs, and of course I did mention that we had an African, artist of the year being Ashake. Well, let me just do the justice and play you one song from Ashake. Yes, now this is how we choose to enter. Into the show today. Good afternoon to all of you doing the listening right now. Pevlin is doing the listening. I know Vida Dumchua is also doing the listening right now.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
me fall for you, share. Give me.
Fun facts about the country we're exploring today, Sierra Leone.
Are you ready now?
That's a very good question. Are you ready?
Being serious, even if not fun to all. I suppose for the hammer, I'm not born for fall.
Sierra Leone is a West African country rich in wildlife, history, and natural resources.
Pull up.
Pull up. They're giving the country fans.
Freetown, Sierra Leone.
The country has a long and brutal history, of course.
Rewind. You should look at what we've done in the Shukubai. We're about to make the fire.
When it comes to nature, Sierra Leone is a mecca of natural beauty. It can boast of some of West Africa's most beautiful beaches. For many people, there's no doubt it is a fascinating country.
One time for your mind, now the Shukubai. On the man and we are signing now the Shukubai. We foresee something now the Shukubai. We forget something now the Shukubai. We go, but we always come back like I say.
What makes it fascinating? Let's begin with the meaning of his name, the origin of the name Sierra Leone. It was gained from Sierra Leone.
So we can forgive them.
So it was when the Portuguese explorer Pedro da Sintra sailed to what is now known as Freetown in 1462. The legend has it that during Sintra's time in Sierra Leone, he experienced a huge thunderstorm that reminded him of a lion's roar. Almost like the surrounding mountains were roaring. Simply put, Sierra Leone translated in Portuguese means the Lion Mountains. In case you go to Sierra Leone and you hear them roar, it's like you're on the Lion's Mountain. Talking about wildlife, it has diverse wildlife. Listen, it is a home to, of course, a lot of tropical animals because it has a tropical climate. It's a home to hippos, lions, elephants, buffaloes, a wide variety of birds, and especially chimpanzees. We're looking about around 75 million chimpanzees that live in the well-known Takukama. Hey, do you know busy? It's the Takukama chimpanzee sanctuary.
For the hammer, not born for fall. Even if success not return me.
We're looking at about 99 species of fish. Hey.
Pull up.
147 mammalian species. 626 types of birds. 35 amphibians. 67 reptile species. My God, Sierra Leone. Are you roaring like that?
Watch your neighbor know to fun in the Shukubai. Kukujumuku with the fun in the Shukubai. 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
It has a very beautiful culture and religion as well. Accordingly, a huge population of the people of Sierra Leone are Muslims.
Pull up. 2018.
But it also has a strong Christian majority or minority in there.
You should look at what we've done in the Shukubai. We're about to make the fire burn in the Shukubai. Sky rising.
Of course, they observe both the Muslim and Christian holidays. Listen, the country supports freedom of religion and religion-based violence. It's extremely rare as a result of that. What is Sierra Leone known for? The cotton tree is the most famous landmark in Freetown. Now surrounded by winding roads and concrete buildings, the tree is once thought to have been a meeting place, of course, for ex-slaves. It is still an important symbol in Sierra Leone. It appears on the 10,000 leones banknote, and citizens often make offerings and pray to the ancestors under this particular cotton tree.
All about the city, the man and not the pity, never host any.
When it comes to diamonds, ooh,
just in case it's a gold man and not the 6 yard.
In cold blood diamonds.
Then say, We not go make them outside the Shukubla.
It's like there's a lot of diamond in Sierra Leone. Hey! Listen, in 1972, miners found a huge 968.9 carat diamond. Hey! Is known as the Star of Sierra Leone. It is the largest diamond in the world and the fourth largest gem quality diamond. So despite it being a small country, it's incredibly diverse. Slightly smaller than Scotland, actually. But we know that 16 groups belonging to different ethnicities, and each group has its own language. Talking about languages, there are quite a number, even though the official language in Sierra Leone is English. There are 23 living and breathing languages in Sierra Leone. The most widely spoken I'm getting is Creole, and then I'm getting Limba, and I'm getting Mendi. These are the most widely spoken languages.
And 10 over 10 again.
Josephine is my guest in the studio. Josephine, how are you doing? How do I say how are you in Creole? Do you speak Creole?
Yes, please.
Okay, so come closer to the microphone. Let's hear your very nice voice. So, how do I say you're welcome in Creole?
Howdy body.
Howdy body.
Yes.
Oh, like that.
Just like that.
Just
howdy body.
Howdy body.
Then you respond, I they do fine.
I they do fine. That is the Creole.
Yes.
That is the popular, one of the most widely spoken languages in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, that's kind of like pidgin.
That's kind of like pidgin. I was going to say, yes.
It's also a tribe on its own, very deeper than what you know as pidgin.
Oh, so the Creole is also a tribe on its own.
Yeah.
And it's also a language.
Yes, we have Creole as a tribe, and we have it as a pidgin language.
Okay, so you have it as a tribe and as a pidgin. Is it the largest tribe?
It's not the largest, but it's the most popularly speaking. Whether you are Mende, whether you are Timni, almost everyone, like 80 to 90%, know how to speak in Creole.
In Creole.
Yeah.
So how are you? Is how body day? How the body?
How the body?
How the body?
Yes. How the body?
How the body?
Like I'm saying how because of the English word.
Yes.
The actual way, if you write, is AW. Like how
the body? AY. AW.
Yeah.
How the body?
How the body?
How the body? Interesting. Do people sometimes find your Creole language a little bit confusing with Nigerian pidgin? Have you heard things like that?
Yes, a lot of times, especially in Ghana here. Whenever we speak, like when we meet together as Sierra Leoneans, and let's say we are in a bus or something, we are chatting.
Yeah.
The first thing people look, are you Nigerians? But it's really interesting to know that even Nigerians don't even understand that.
They don't understand your Creole.
Yes, it sounds like Nigerian pidgin, but when a Nigerian is listening, it's kind of odd. Don't get what we are saying. They have to listen very well.
They have to listen.
And some will listen, will not get anything.
Wait. Okay. So let me paint a picture for my listeners and viewers on Facebook, but my listeners on Sierra from 92.7. So give me try have a conversation with me, okay? So how are you? Why are you going to wait? Let okay. So how are you? Why are you going to what is your plan for the rest of the day? How would you say that in Creole?
So I should ask you.
Yes, you can ask me. That's what I'm not answer.
Okay. So how the body? Waiting at your name, like what's your name? So how the body? Waiting at your name, waiting they do right now, and also you they can go. You don't eat today. On a tree to get for sleep, on a tree to get for go by eat. So how na can't italic?
How na can't italic? Which one is that one?
Exactly. So that's like, how is your country like?
Wait, say it again.
So how na can't italic?
How na can't italic?
Yes.
And you're asking me how my country is?
It's like how is Ghana or how is
italic?
The country like? Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we don't pronounce our S sounds a bit down when we speak Creole. Like you get more of the T where the S.
Where there's S, it sounds like T.
Yeah. So like, let's say, give me a word in English.
I should give you a word in English. Okay.
Let's say strong.
Strong.
S. Okay. So we say strong or strong. Yes. Or in another way, we'll say this this it's wrong, or if you want to say it's difficult, we say this it's ganga. So that's not even Nigerian pidgin. It's off, and that's how we converse.
It's ganga. Which means
it's ganga.
It's ganga, which means
it's ganga, like Tranga, something like that.
Wow.
So it's ganga.
Wow.
Meaning it's difficult.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is something that when we come to the capital of Sierra Leone, being Freetown, you will hear people speak a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting. But are you able to communicate with Ghanaians in pidgin? Because we also have our pidgin language.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, you've mentioned how different is significantly different it is from the Nigerian different pidgin. So it means that it is widely different from the Ghanaian pidgin.
It's widely different from the Ghanaian pidgin in a whole lot of it. Like Ghanaian pidgin has more English. It's like broken English.
Okay.
Just like the Nigerian pidgin.
Yeah.
Even if you are not in Nigeria, when you hear Nigerian pidgin, you can understand, but you feel like it's broken English. But Creole is entirely different. There are few English words there, and the English words are not pronounced in the English way that you know.
Yeah. I mean, like the how you're saying
so
it, which is mean
Portuguese, there is English, and there are other colonial languages mixed. So it's more like a combination of mixed colonial languages. So according to history, that's actually where the Creole started in Freetown. The name of the town, Freetown, like the home of freed slaves.
Okay.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So since then, that was the major language the people had to communicate, because their language has been distorted after the slave trade. They are not coming back. They have been mixed, maybe people from Nigeria, Ghana. That was the main means. So since then, Sierra Leone hosted like I don't know how to put it, like the major Creole or the pidgin that we
language.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is well known? Like this is well known to people outside Sierra Leone? Because for me, I mean, I know it as an English speaking country, but to hear your Creole, which I was really excited about, and when you started, it sounded like just like pidgin until you started giving me the differences in what you're saying. When you tell people you are from Sierra Leone, but they hear you speak the Creole, how do they relate? How did they react to it?
Okay, so interestingly, I never knew that, even apart from Nigeria, because Nigeria is what people know that they have pidgin, and Ghana a little
of pidgin.
So you get to find out that even apart from Ghana and Nigeria, countries like Cameroon, and some other French countries, they too have
their own Creole.
There was a time a lady heard me speaking Creole to my friend, and she was like, "Are you from my place?" No, but she was trying to get what I'm saying. She can't pick the words.
Right.
She just listen, and it sounds pidgin, but she don't understand what we are saying.
Okay.
It was entirely like a no. She can't understand anything. And Jamaicans, I think Jamaicans speak very close to Sierra Leoneans in terms of our pidgin.
Okay.
So some Ghanaians said when they listen to our Creole, it sounds like
you're singing
from Jamaica. Exactly. So if you really listen to how Jamaicans speak, that is how Sierra Leoneans are almost speaking when they are
communicating. So you can hear things like wait, Charlie Pato and I can't say. So what are singing? Like what are singing part? Wagwan. Wagwan is part one.
Yeah, so like not all of their words.
Okay.
But most of
it. I mean, I've done well. I've said Wagwan, what a singing. And so for you, moving out of Sierra Leone into Ghana, and as much as we are all English speaking countries, what was the cultural shock for you? Because aside the Creole that you speak, that I'm marveled by it, what did you come to realize here in Ghana that you felt it was really different from the way things are in Sierra Leone? Looking at how common our history is. When I say common history, because of where the towing the line of slavery, So, but what did you see that was different, like shocking?
I don't want to use the word shocking.
Okay.
Because I believe every culture is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
You just need to learn and understand why people do what they do.
Okay.
Do what they do. So one of the the interesting things, or one of the things I got to learn, and I'm trying to still adapt to in Ghana, is the left hand. The concept of the left hand.
The concept of the left hand.
Yeah.
You will be the third or fourth person I've interacted with, and they've mentioned the concept of the left hand.
Yeah.
What is the concept of the left hand in Sierra Leone?
In Sierra Leone, there is no particular attachment to the left hand.
Okay.
Like, we basically, the only difference, what we don't use the left hand for, maybe because of hygienic purposes, we feel that the left hands are for maybe sanitary purposes.
Yes, purposes, yes.
So when you are eating, you don't eat with your left hand. That's all we know about left hands.
Okay.
So we don't know that there is some aspects of respect, dignity when it comes to using your left hand, greeting people. So we basically greet with whatever hand.
Whichever hand is in the way.
Yeah, so we don't really check our hands, except for if you feel like using right hand. That's what most people are used to.
Yes.
But like, people don't notice it even if you use your left hand. So I had some challenge first when I came to Ghana.
What was the experience?
Okay, my first experience with Ghanaians was when I was living in Nigeria. I was actually working there as a missionary. So we had people from different countries. So one of my colleagues I was working, she was a Ghanaian. So I didn't know when you want to hand over things to people, you have to do it with your right hand.
Yeah.
And you don't just do things anyhow with your left hand. It doesn't show respect.
Yeah.
So anything she would say or want to give, I want to take my, then she will hit my hand. I'll say, why? What happened? Then she'll say, next time don't use your left hand. You don't know that's no. I say, why? And I'll forget and I'll say, I've learned. The next day I'll do it again.
You do it again.
And she will be thinking I'm intentionally doing that. I'm not intentional. I'm not used to it.
Right.
Like, I didn't know it's like that. So I'm still learning. But for now, I think I've really improved.
So sometimes you quickly have to switch to your right hand just to remember that you're
like
in Ghana.
giving change in the car, here, you have to give change to the driver. Even if you have things in your hand, I've been so conscious. Even if I have to put it doon
and then give. Did the driver ever refuse taking money from you because you're using your left?
Yeah, sometimes.
Really?
Some of them will understand. So sometimes I'll just say sorry, me pacho. Then they will say okay, it's fine.
Quite interesting.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that you've learned.
But I think it's good. Even though I think Ghanaians need to be patient with foreigners, especially when you are new and they don't know how long you have been here. When you go to the market, and the market is so it's very serious.
The market is the market.
Yeah, so when you go there, you have to obey the rules. Even if you have money to buy, they'll tell you, madam, I can't take money from your left hand. They'll tell you. So maybe foreigners should appreciate and respect that.
Yeah.
And as well as maybe Ghanaians should be a bit
be a little bit
when they know
patient.
that the person
is our market scene the same in Sierra Leone? Do you have our markets the same market scene there?
Yeah.
Like so for here, for instance, we have quite a number of markets, but the most popular one is the Makola market. It's like more of like the central place for all markets. Do you have like a central market like that? What is the name?
Okay, so we have in Freetown we have what we call the Dovecot market.
Dovecot market.
Yeah, we have Congo Town market, Crouton Road market. I'm saying Crouton Road because we don't say town, we say town.
Ton.
Yes.
You don't say town.
Yeah.
You say ton.
Yeah.
So Crouton.
Crouton, like T-O-N instead of T-O-W-N.
What? Why are you writing the English different from what we know?
No, we might write it the same English, but we might not pronounce it the same way when we are saying Creole.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Because the crew is actually a whole community. It's a Creole community, one of the oldest in Sierra Leone. They are the historians of the Creole. So
are you a Creole?
No, I'm not a Creole. I'm Mendi. I'm from the south.
You are from the south?
Yeah.
And that's where the people of Mendi are?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Mendi, do you have a language you speak?
Yeah.
What is the language?
So that's what is called Mendi.
The language is called Mendi.
Yeah, and the main town, like what you have as Kumasi.
Kumasi.
So it's called Bo. B-O.
B-O.
Yeah.
So Mende is a tribe.
Yeah.
And then Bo is a town where people
that's
are.
Like the capital of the whole
The capital.
South.
Interesting. So in Mende, for instance, so the tribe Mende speak Mende, and Bo is a city or like a location for them. So if you want to say how are you in Mende, how do you go?
You say Kauyena, then the person will respond Kaye Goma.
Kauyema.
No, Kauyena.
Kauyena.
Yes, that means how is your health or how the body
saying.
Then you respond Kaye Goma. That means Nyamisha Wati.
Okay. Hey, but you speak like 3 powers.
Okay.
Hey.
How will I say it?
Kaye Goma.
Yeah. So maybe you say Namia Dome or something.
Nyamia Dome.
So it will be like
what na Ghana Japan? Hey.
Then so if you say Kaye Goma, I mean like in Creole, let me translate first in Creole. So it means like tell God thank you, meaning like thank God.
Okay.
So we call God in Mende Gewo. Yeah.
That's how you call God.
Yeah.
In Mende.
Yeah.
Gewo.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting how the languages are, because then again.
Or Yesu. Yesu is for Jesus.
Oh, you say Yesu in
so
Sierra Leone?
Yesu is for Jesus, and
Okay.
Gewo is like God Almighty.
Wow.
If you want to use the word Jesus and you are speaking Mende, you say Yesu Christi.
Yesu Christi. We will say Christo. We will say Yesu Christo. And you both say Yesu Christi. It's the Ghanaians that came there first. They are the ones that inspired you. So when you hear that similarity, because I wanted to say in Mende, for instance, when you said the how are you again being the Kau.
Yeah, confusing me. So
how are you?
Okay, so Kawina.
Yeah. It reminded me of 2 different languages.
Okay.
Kau, I don't know, but I'm picking like a bit of a northern word in there, and then I'm picking a little bit of Ewe, and I'm picking a little bit of Ga. So it's like a mixture of these 3 language, like, because that's what I hear, that's what I pick. I mean, I don't know what my listeners and viewers on Facebook are picking, but that is what I am picking when it comes to this particular language. A blend of northern language like Hausa, a blend of Hausa, Ga, and Ewe, because there are some of the things that if you should say it in a different way, it could sound differently in Ga, and it can sound differently on its own in Ewe, and it can sound differently on its own in Hausa. So that's what I'm picking, the combination. That's what I'm picking from what you just said.
So like, it might be true, maybe because of where the Mendes originated from.
Okay, where do you originate?
In Sierra Leone, the original like owners or like the landlords of the country are the Creoles.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like the first settlers.
Okay.
So the Mendes and other ones, they came from other neighboring countries, and in the process of they trying to find somewhere to settle, that's how they came to Sierra Leone. So the Mendes came from the southeast, the Liberian, the Gola Forest, and some of them the hinterland. So some countries around Guinea, Liberia. I don't know other countries around Liberia, maybe Togo and those ones. So they came from that route, particularly from Liberia directly.
Interesting.
So they are the ones we have.
They are the ones you have.
Yeah.
One of my ardent listeners just sent me a message. A very good friend of mine also, Evelyn Tingma. She says in Dagari we say Yesu Christa.
Okay.
And that's what you say in
Yesu Christi.
You say Yesu Christi
with an I.
With an I.
Yeah.
And in Dagari they say Yesu Christa with an A. And then the accounts say Yesu Christo. It's quite interesting how similar we are sometimes in languages.
Yeah.
So when you first came to Ghana, you heard somebody say Yesu Christo. What was the first thing that went into your head?
I know they are talking about Jesus Christ.
It's not anything else. It's Jesus Christ they're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about so when you heard like Trediampon, did it remind you of any word in either Creole or Mende? Trediampon or Nyankopon? It didn't remind you of anything. Interesting. So the way you say, like, Yesu Christo, Jesus Christ, God Almighty, we also have other, is it appellations that we give to God? So there's Trediampon, there's Nyankopon, there's Nyame, there's Okokuruku. Nyame, did Nyame remind you of anything?
It doesn't remind me of God, but like if you separate the words somehow, it has some Creole inside.
Really?
So like nya in Mende,
okay,
like that word nya is like a Mende extract.
Okay.
So nya, if somebody say nya, that's like I. So like if somebody say like Nyalo Guabi, meaning like I love you, I like you. Or
why am I hearing I be inside? Nya logo. Nyalogo what?
Nyalogo abie.
Nyalogo abie.
So it means I like you, I want you, or I love you, something like that.
But it's very interesting how you say the nya for you, right? You know, sometimes when you're speaking pidgin here, we say, oh, you know you're nya. Like when you say nya, like you don't know anything. Like nya, like so, you don't know anything.
So when you say, if somebody asks you, who did this, you'd be like nyamia. That means it's me or I
nyamia.
Did.
But we will say nyami.
We say nyamia. That means
you know
I did.
But the accounts will say nyame. Like nyame. It's not me. But you say nyamia. Hey, but this nyai, when you take it to Ghana to a
listen this. But them bago balances streets are the shuku like
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
When I said it, no, people are raising their hands. Hey!
Then 10 over 10 again. August 16 on the beat. Aye, listen this. But them bago balances streets are the shuku like Central 1, Central 2, na the shuku like.
As I was saying,
na the shuku like.
So you will say nya, which means I, okay, and then when you say somebody says, oh, who did this? You say
nyamia. That means I did.
You did.
I did. If I'm not the one, I will say nyamia. Like
nyamia.
That means like. Like
nyamia. But this nya thing, when you take it to the Ghana language, what?
And if you hear nyanyai, that's like my wife. So like the Mende words are quite similar and so far away from what they mean.
We hear what?
Yeah. Nyanyai. Yeah.
Hey.
My wife.
Yeah. Hey, my Ghana community. Because when you say it in stressing it a different way, it means something else in Ghana. You are aware of that, eh?
Yeah.
You've heard that word in Ghana before?
No. But I know certain words different. When you pronounce it incorrectly, it means something entirely different.
Oh, Charlie. But then the fact that you say nyamia, which means I did, and then enyamia, right? Which is I didn't do it, is the same as enyeme. Because as I mentioned earlier, the accounts, if it's something, eyeme, that means I'm the one. Eyeme, then enyeme, I'm not the one. So it's quite interesting how it's quite similar, but and the sounds, but it all depends on where we place our stress pulses. Sometimes when the syllabus is broken, it can be broken into 3, it can be broken into 2, it can be 1. So it depends on where our stress pulses are, and then the emphasis that we put on some of the words. Because there are some words when you put some emphasis on it,
something else.
Jai, la la. Still listening to Beats Africa on Sierra 92.7. So yes to Christa, yes to Christy, yes to Christo. It means Jesus Christ. We're looking at the difference between Ghana and Sierra Leone. We're exploring this country together. My guest in the studio with me is Josephine. So Josephine Ndanemah.
Like the N is silent.
The N is silent.
Yeah.
So it is
Ndanemah. Yeah.
Does it apply for all names that begin with N or just yours?
Most of the time.
The
N's are mostly silent. Not like in Ghana when you hear an N, you have to pronounce everything.
Okay.
But in Sierra Leone, most of the time when you see an N, just don't bother pronouncing it.
So in case somebody's name, like let me say Abiam. Abiam's name is starting with N. N-A. So it still is going to sound Abiam. I wanted to give him some name, be there to sound some way. So Boniface Nyaga is actually going to join us on Zoom. So his name starts with Nyaga. You understand? If I can say Boniface Aga. And Boniface is joining us on Zoom. Boniface, how are you doing? And unfortunately, we lost Boniface there, which we're still trying to connect and get him clearer. So for the people of Sierra Leone, there's no attachment to any of the hands, be the left or the right. But here in Ghana, of course, because of how we attach so much respect and dignity to the left hand. Some of them, when they come, they find it a little bit confusing. Creole is spoken widely in Sierra Leone. In Creole, sometimes the S is silent, you said, right?
Okay, yes, in certain like English words.
In English words, the S is silent.
You are trying to convert English
to Creole. And then when you see town, you say ton. but let's look at how long have you been in Ghana, because I can pick that you've been here long enough to pick some of the words, or you love languages.
Yeah, I love languages.
Okay.
I've not been able to learn the tree very well, but at least I can now understand most of it.
Yeah.
I can't speak it like a Ghanaian, but at least the basic
ones. We want to sing. To sing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I just try to, So when they mention it, when they say it differently, confuses you.
Yes,
Ow. Bele. How do you say sorry? How do you say sorry in Mendi? Benawe. Kwarawe. Listen, if I tell you I'm picking Ewe in this language, please. You say sorry again, is?
It's Benawe, and in Creole is
Oshia.
Like Osh. Osh means sorry.
Osh.
When they add the ya, means like they are trying to make it more nice.
Dramatic. Oh, okay. Oshia. Oh. But the Oshia, if you should say it in a different way in Ghana here, with the same ya, and you say Ochia, it means it's sweet. So somebody hits you or your head licks something, and then you say Ajay, you say Ochia. At that time we've been telling you not to go there, not to go. But you say Oshia. They are being calm with you. Oshia. Oh.
Like sorry.
Oh, Oshia. But Oshia too can be like you meeting somebody. Oshiao. You understand? And that's in a can. When a tree says I'm going to meet somebody. Oh, Mikoshiano. So sometimes in speaking, so when we are speaking, the way we have the Creole, we take some few things out and say, Oshiano. So they are meeting, and or like she's going to meet him, or he's going to meet her, or he's going to meet him. So Oshiano means I'm going to meet, and you say Oshia, which means sorry. Quite interesting. Tell us about Sierra Leone. Tell us about the way of life in Sierra Leone. Is it the same as here? Let's begin with transportation. We have Trotro and Pragia now. We have the Okadas and others as means of transport. Then we have the ride-hailing apps like the Uber, the Yangos, and the rest. Is that the same for you in Sierra Leone? What is it like, the mode of transport like?
Okay, so we have similar kind of transport, but different places have different means of transport. So for instance, in Freetown, which is the capital city, when you go to Freetown, you see more of the what you call here chocho. We call chocho in our place in Creole poda. Okay, that I've heard, so that is not new to me. Poda. So that's how we call it. So you see more of the chocho and the Okadas. You call them Okadas here, right?
Yes.
So we also call them Okadas.
Okay, it's the same. Okay.
Okada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
but you get to see they are trying to ban the Okada riding in the major cities. So except in those remote places where the Poda don't go, that's where the Okadas go. And like in Ghana here, that you see taxis, like taxi run.
Right.
The taxis are not so used in the city like that.
Okay.
You only see taxis for villages, like when you are going, let me say you are going to, let's say you are going to Takrade, for instance.
Okay.
Or you are going to Winneba.
Okay.
So maybe the moment you get to Casa, everything beyond that point.
It's taxis.
Yes, taxis.
Okay.
So taxis are not used for like within the city. Either bike or Poda, and the bike too are few. You can literally not even see most bike. But if you come to Bo,
where the Mende, that's the southern part.
Yes.
Okay.
You will see Okada as 90% on the road.
Okay.
The way you see the traffic full with cars here, that's only bike you'll be seeing. You only see taxis and the chocho you have.
Okay.
The Poda, you only see them going to the villages and remote areas.
Okay.
So the bike, whether you are going to work or wherever,
everybody sees on bike.
Maybe school buses. Maybe you see buses only for school children.
Okay.
But everything literally is on bike.
How is your road network like? Is it well structured? Like, do you have the lanes that because you're talking about school buses? So do you have the lanes that are designated for only school buses, or you have the futum frams the way we have our futum frams? Well, mix, we call it futum frams.
So the road structure is just like Ghana here.
Okay.
The only difference is the roads in Ghana are bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. The way the plan was set up since then, they have not done any major changes.
Okay.
So it's still smaller. What we have in Ghana here, let me say, let's say the Kaswa
the
highway.
N1, the Kaswa, the motorway,
Yeah, it's a 2-lane, but we don't have that division like what you have here.
Okay.
We have it as one full road. So in and out, one full road. We don't have that separation and all. So the issue of accidents there is very common because of that. And one advantage I saw being in Ghana, even though sometimes getting through the overhead and those ones people don't want to use. But I think it's people need to really appreciate it, because I think I hardly see accident scenes in Accra here. It's not common. Over there we don't have overheads.
Okay.
Like here, we even just have like 1 or 2 tall boats because of our landscape.
All right.
Our landscape mostly hills and mountains, not flats.
Not flats. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a lot of toll booths, and then
even that is a few. Like
just a few.
I can barely count less than 10 in the whole country. That's even in Freetown you see.
So if with the roads that you described for us, if you have to be in traffic, what is the worst duration? Like, how long can one be in traffic for? Is it like 4 hours, or is it always exaggerated?
Okay. Well, let's say, for instance, the distance from here. Let me give a typical distance, because Sierra Leone is very small.
Okay.
So the internal distances are not like Ghana here.
Okay.
So let's say if you are in Ashali Bochwe and you are going to Mokola Market.
Okay.
You literally will say, if there is traffic, you take like 2 hours, and when there is no traffic, you take like 1 hour 30 minutes. That's almost like from, let's say, assuming that you are leaving Accra to Kumasi.
Okay.
For us.
Oh, really?
So that's like leaving Freetown to Bo.
Wow.
So when I sometimes tell maybe my family that, and I tell them I'm going to town, I'll get a line. So I'll be like, "Is it?
Did you travel?
Are you traveling to town?
Did you travel?
I said I'm just within the city.
So just between the city.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the city, moving from one place to the other.
So maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour. But it seems like it's too far. But being in Ghana and what I've experienced, if I go, I will not even see.
You know, if you say that things are too far, you just be like, Master, I've been here 2 hours before. Share. Oh, we are discussing Sierra Leone today on Beats Africa. My name is Dela Michel. My guest is Josephine. And we're looking at Sierra Leone. We've been talking about transport system also, and the road network there. So for you, it was easier for you to navigate at a point in time. Let's look at the cost of living. It has become very topical almost everywhere, thanks to certain few global challenges that we are all experiencing. But how would you describe the cost of living in Ghana compared to Sierra Leone?
I've not been in Sierra Leone for like 4 years plus.
Okay.
So maybe those listening, I'll not be exactly accurate.
Okay.
But based on what I hear from maybe my family, my friends, because sometimes I also try to compare how I buy things and what is the new trend. It's still expensive in Ghana than Sierra Leone.
It's still expensive in Ghana than Sierra Leone. Yeah. Okay. Why do you say that?
Okay, so let me take, for instance, and Sierra Leoneans are also complaining that everything has increased, things are expensive. So I try to compare. When they are complaining that things are expensive, it's everywhere. But because people don't move and they don't know about other places, so they feel they are the only ones. In Ghana here, for instance, when you buy a cup of rice, the average rice in Ghana here, at least from 7 cedi, 8 cedis, that's in our money. That's like 14,000. Now they have changed our currency, the name of our currency, so like 14 leones.
So the leone is the official currency for the people of Sierra Leone. And just to make our listeners and viewers aware, UPO have the small banknotes such as the 10,000 leo, the 5,000, the 2,000, and the 1,000. But then you also have the 100 cents.
No, it's out.
It's out now. Okay, so it's just the 10,000, the 5,000, 2,000, and then the 1,000 leos. And you're saying that the 7 Ghana cedis cup of rice in Ghana.
That's like 14.
That's like 14,000 leons.
Yeah, the old leons.
The old leons.
Like few months ago, they just switched to a new way of calling the money. So instead of 14,000, they now call it 14 leons.
Okay.
So basically, that's
how they be confused.
Yeah. Okay. So make it more easier. When I ask them how much they buy their rice, of similar size. So if we are buying like 7 cedi here, they will buy their rice like maybe as expensive as 3 cedis.
3 cedis.
Yeah. If I left rice before coming to Ghana at 2,500 loads, that was like 1 cedi 25 pesos. If I should do the direct conversion, let's say just say even 1 cedi 50 pesos. So because of the increase now, it has got to like 3 cedis.
And the 3 cedis is how many leos?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like 3 cedis, if I compare the loan, you get confused. So like 7 cedis worth of something for rice, you get it at 3 cedis in Sierra Leone, which is the highest. Like
that's the highest.
It has increased. It was way less than
3 cedis.
Yeah, so now they say things are really expensive.
I mean, obviously, from 1 cedi 50 pesos to 3 cedis is expensive. Wow. Did you have they love me?
So over there, because that's our staple food, so I guess if it's that expensive, we'll just die. Because the literal Sierra Leonean can afford a bag of rice, like 50, 100 kg bag of rice. Let's say 50 kg. Almost every home can afford that a month for their family. Some homes even buy like 2 bags of
rice. So let's just say let's make a rough estimate of maybe 50 kg rice. Obviously it has shot up, but let's use
5 kg.
No. Let's still stay at there. Let's stay at 25 kg and use like 400 Ghana cedis. For 25 kg. Now this is a disclaimer, guys. We're just making an example comparison for you to have a better understanding of the currency and the cost of living in Ghana and in Sierra Leone. So I'm just making an example. Please don't come and chop off my head that I said 25 kg rice is 400 Ghana cedis. Please, I did not say that. But let's say it's 400 Ghana cedis. How much is that in your currency?
So 400 Ghana cedis, that's like 800,000.
Wow, I knew it was going to be plenty money.
Let's say 800 leons because
800 leons
conversion now. Let me stop saying 1,000. They just changed it like 2 months ago. So I'm still used to calling it the old one. So 800 leons
and that's a lot of money. What can 800 leons get me in Sierra Leone?
Like I said, it's been long. I've not been there. And they're also complaining. But
still, girl.
But for the time I was there, and maybe compared to now, if you get 800 leons, 800,000. Let me say the way.
Say it the way because I like it when it's big.
So the 800,000 leons, when I was there, and you have 800,000 leons. Let's say if you are a student, you have your child in JHS, you can give the child a day. If you are an affluent home, you can give the child, let's say 10,000 leons. If a child takes 10,000 leons to school, meaning he or she's from a rich home.
Wow.
Like, meaning you can buy food, buy drink, and other things. So, a basic public school child, maybe the highest you can afford for a schooling would be, let's say, 500, like less than 100 leons. So if less than 2,000 leons rather. So if you are getting 10,000 leons in Sierra Leone, that like you're a big boy.
You're a big boy.
So that 10,000 leons is just 5 cedis.
Hello.
That's 5 cedis.
That's 5 Ghana cedis.
That's 5 Ghana cedis.
The plenty money you just mentioned, 10,000 leons.
Yes.
It's 5 Ghana cedis.
5 Ghana cedis.
What?
So that was
God.
I think that's
5 Ghana cedis. Today, if you give a child 5 Ghana cedis, they don't throw that money at you because.
Oh really?
Now, say you got to inquire saying you got 3 cedis.
Okay, let's say
now I to a spring rose. Spring rose cry now there's
So let's say now that things have increased. If I'm saying like times 2 of what I left. So let's say it's no longer 10,000.
Okay.
Let's say now it's 25,000 because of the increase.
So that's
25,000. That's
kind
like
of
12 cities, 50 pesos. And that is a lot of money for a student. Like,
my God.
You can really use that for your lunch and pay your transportation and everything.
You feel vexed for inside self and take transport home. Wow. With the 12 cities, 50 pesos. Hey. So that means that the 800 Leo, Charlie, you feel spread the entire, you can take your friends and spread them.
That was then, but now
now you can't spread them. Cafes, right now, we're going to spread everybody. The 800 Leos per. Hey. Buy banku and tilapia. Do you have banku and tilapia in Sierra Leone?
No, we don't have.
You don't
we
have?
We have fufu, but not the same as Ghanaian.
Don't worry, when we get to the food part, you tell me what you will have. Back to my 800 Leo, because be like that one, I can buy banku and tilapia. Since you don't have it, so I'll buy fufu. I'll go to, do you have nightclub? So I can go to the nightclub and go and chill.
Oh, yes.
Pay for taxi for 5 of my friends. And have change.
Yes.
And even, how should I be angry? I'll vex. And use that change to take car and leave my friends there.
Oh, yes.
The story not just the same, but I refuse to give up. I kept on hope.
Joshua is joining us live on radio. He says he says I'm putting don't accept 5 CDs. Hey. I almost mentioned it. I remember that.
You know go fit say you know me now. Anytime I like a flight to Dubai now. Hey, with me baby now. Anything I like that they buy now. Turn down, cause me I let it turn down. I let it run down. I'm looking for
wow, Sierra Leone. Wow.
Future. I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. I'm looking for
so cost of living has also increased there, but this place is still, as you say, this place is still higher than the place. Then it means that accommodation is vastly different.
It's also cheaper there.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
So if I come in as a foreigner, I want like a 5-star hotel, in Sierra Leone, and I have with me, this, let's say the 800 Leo that you're saying.
Okay.
Would I be able to afford a 5-star hotel? How many nights can that get me?
Well, for hotel, I don't want to say what I don't know. I've not been to like hotel
the
lifestyle,
hotel.
so I might not know the prices. What I can tell you, what I can tell you about is like the basic rent for normal living.
Okay, so what's the basic rent?
So let's say in Accra here, for instance, at the current state, if you don't have 300 cedis, okay, let me make it a bit fair.
Okay.
If you don't have at least 200 cedis. Let me put it that way, like at least 200, you can sleep somewhere.
Okay.
So let's say, let's make it 250. That's fine.
You keep changing. So we have moved from 300 to 200 to so where are we stopping at? 250.
Maybe somebody will say it's too expensive. So let's just say
so 250. Okay, 250 Ghana.
So let's say you are spending 250 for a single room. Even if it's not self-contained, let's say single room. For instance, in Ghana here, every year you are paying roughly 2,400 cedis. So that's like 4.8 million leones. Now I don't want to say
the 4.8 million
because
for
the
me.
conversion I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
So let's assume that's the new loan. So 4.8
million.
8 million leones. So then 4.8 million leones, if you just add like 200,000, it can even give you a 2-bedroom full house and you are alone in your compound. 2-bedroom full house. But not in Freetown. But now, because of increase, I spoke to a friend like a few months ago and he was telling me that he paid is it 7 million 7 million leones. Is like he has his own room, he has a guest room and a parlor, a self-contained house. In the 7 million, it's too expensive. Is it 7 or 8 million? I was like, he said things are really expensive. So the 7 million, when we bring it down to Ghana cedis, that's 3,500 cedis. And he has his own room and a side room, parlor, and a parlor, compound, and a porch. Porch. let's even say it's not even a compound. That alone, if you have that in Ghana, you can't pay 3,500 cedis for 2 bedroom. It's not possible.
2 bedroom.
It's not possible.
Wow. So when you see us exhibiting like houses for sale and we are quoting in dollars, does it interest you in a way? Because do you have that in Sierra Leone where people are like quoting like $300,000 for it's all small.
Sometimes the money, I don't even know how to do the conversion in Ghana. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but things have changed. Definitely. Like I said, I might not know the current statistics of what and what. Yeah. But what I know for the average Sierra Leonean living, and what I know for the average Ghanaian, what I can pay for a single room, I can use similar amounts and get a 2-bedroom house.
Allah.
With my family.
With my family. Oh, how do you say Japa?
Right now, turn down, cause me and they turn down, and then they run down. I'm looking for
this is Beats Africa.
Right to feet. Famous selling them now. You know the beat say, you know the me now.
Free FM 92.7.
Somebody wants to find out how much is a bag of cement in Sierra Leone. Do you know? After cement that. Right now you don't know.
But
sure.
4 years ago, it was around. So if somebody can check 4 years ago in Ghana, then maybe you can compare. So maybe 4 years ago, I left it around, let's even say 150,000 euros, which is like 75 cedis.
Me and they turn down, and then they run down. I'm looking forward, super bright future. I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. I'm looking forward.
I have an interesting comment here. This one says, if you look at the cost of living situation in Ghana, it is very high, Charlie. Listening to what your guest is saying today and that of last week, in fact, and that of many years ago.
Some go come for stay.
Said, "Chai, Ghana people, we are rich. We have to move." So when we come to Sierra Leone, we rich people. Oh yes. you be calling our name on the street. Oh yes. Oh my God.
If you decide for go,
you take one street, like you take one full street to get jeans. Hey,
what do you get?
They collect one eye, then you will be praising. Hey, they have come on, they're rich people have come on.
Full of the money, no, not to the end of the life. And then they give up.
2.7 Free FM. Your urban lifestyle radio.
Famous not the name now. You know what say, you know me now. Now me son is can't the party now. Even you baby, they call it now.
We are hoping to cross over to Boniface Nyaga very soon.
You next on the beats now. The people just they grace, just they dance now. Yeah, they just they dance now. They just they glad now. I'm looking forward.
Boniface has been bringing us stories around the world, especially in Africa.
I'm looking forward. Future. I'm moving ahead. Never stop for nothing. I'm looking forward.
It's Master on the
Baby, don't kill my vibe, busy, baby, don't.
An interesting story coming in from Kenya, where legendary rapper Colonel Mustafa has reduced to construction worker after going, into debt due to his mother's cancer. Apparently, Kenya cancer treatment is extremely expensive and families have to dig deep into their pockets to seek treatment.
Me a buyer, you a brother, me a buyer, you want go Dubai, me a take you there, me a take you there, anything we'll bring for you.
And of course, yesterday also, we witnessed the coronation of King Charles.
No, I respect you, in not do, baby, you bad, why you want kill me, vibe,
And Nigeria's artist Tiwa Savage performed at King Charles' coronation. Tiwa's invitation to perform at the coronation is a remarkable achievement as she becomes the first Nigerian musician to receive this honor.
See, baby, lately.
By the There were other performers, of course, of African descent.
You've been giving me the runaround. Being stingy with your heart.
Vula Malinga.
Kick up your bump.
She's an American-born British singer.
Wanna push up on it. Kick up your bump. Sit up on it. You know what boy wanna push up on it.
Born in the United States to Southern African parents, she was raised in London. We have Jerob, who's a Nigerian-born British bass singer, who's a songwriter, who was born in Nigeria, but he moved to Nottingham in his early teenage years. We had a few African descents performing the coronation of King Charles III.
Don't my vibes. Baby, don't kill my vibes. Baby, don't.
Also in South Africa, some interesting news coming there.
You want Gucci, me a buy 'em. You want Prada, me a buy 'em.
So according to the news that we are getting, South Africa, Showmax to capitalize taps into South African crime to deliver intriguing crime docu-series. So now the Mnet is releasing a new 4-part crime docu-series, Cold Blood, the violent crime cases of Mike Bullios. The TV landscape, especially in the international crime channels, is saturated with similarly formatted offerings, but the South African stories come with more intrigue.
Tell me why you me a buy 'em. You want Prada, me a buy 'em. Tell me why you me a buy 'em. You want Prada, me a buy 'em.
Those are some news coming in from other parts of Africa. Took you to Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa.
That's why me call me money, yo. He dey call me mine left, follow what out. In the leg for beating that out. Me baby fine leg, sugar mommy, yo. That's why me call me money, yo. He dey call me mine left, follow what out. Now that's make a leg for beating that out. Now in the make her the single. And anytime I sing, get a dance, so. And anytime you shake on for me, so be wine on for me. Anyhow way I want to. You can call me Coco Banana. Me second call I'm sweet vanilla. Mama Sita, make you go low. She next make you pass me the beat, oh, that one a bingo.
Love you too, Rashad. I'm more afraid your boss says much love from Volta. Chale, you guys do all. Ni Ashley sending fire back to you. Wednesday Godwin says hi Dela, I'm late but still my bias. Yeah, we've been talking about Sierra Leone on the show today. Good afternoon to Clement Otre Darko, who's doing the listening right now, sending us a thumbs up.
I cannot think right. Got me crazy for your love. So tempted to judge. You give me good love.
FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
This love I can't contain. Now the way you do me, got me higher. Now the way you do me, baby, like nobody like. Nobody like.
in your playlist. This is a song coming from Sierra Leone. This is music coming all the way from Sierra Leone. One thing that the show also does, we give you a lot of music from different African countries, so you update your playlist. Do people of Sierra Leone like to party?
Very well.
Hey!
Even more than Ghana.
Hey, this one I will not believe.
Oh, very true.
You people party more than us?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Why I say that, like, even though I'm not that outgoing type over
because
there, but what we know over there, people can chill. Like, people can be out, let's say at the mall, for instance, or like some outing place. When you go to town, like around 9:10, people are closing their shop. Not in Sierra Leone. That's like the start. When people are saying they are going out, they are leaving their house like 11. Yeah, and when you go to the street, it's like 7, 8 in the evening.
Wait. So there are a few places in Accra that you can see that kind of like nightlife. Is like, so we have like Oxford Street, for instance, where most of the activities are, the pubs, the night markets, the nightlife.
Places in Sierra Leone, not reserved places, everywhere, like especially top, let's say around the whole, the major streets in Accra. When you go out, you don't even get scared, like the place is scary or what.
Really?
And there are transportations 24 hours. We don't have Uber. We don't have those things, but like you always see the bikes. No, normally at night
the bikes.
It's the bikes.
Okay.
So, but you always have a means of going back home. You can't be out late and you are thinking, how will I get home? I have to go and find somewhere. Not in Sierra Leone. Even at 4 a.m., you can be on the streets till 4 a.m. and you can still find your way home.
Really? People like to chill.
So when most of them come here, those who have been really into that life, when they come here, they feel
bored.
like Ghana is too boring. They feel like people, like even the markets. The markets close here like 4:35.
You boy, your market, what time do you close?
Like you can still go to the market after 6 and people are still there.
After 6?
Yeah. So here, if you want to go to Mokala Market and you are not leaving your place at 4, just know that you will meet and they will close the shop and they won't sell to you. Not in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, they will be there until after 6. Maybe when it's 7:30, the weather is now dark and people start wrapping up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is the weather like? Since you touched on weather, is it hot? The temperature. How is it like? How many seasons? Does it snow in Sierra Leone? Somebody's asking me. The person who asked me, you've heard your answer. It does not snow in Sierra Leone.
It doesn't.
It doesn't snow. Okay,
so
the way you're talking, it'd be like it snows more.
And dry season.
Okay.
But Sierra Leone is much more colder than Ghana.
Ghana
more colder. Is like way hotter than Sierra Leone.
Just we are the way.
Yes, like we can actually estimate, even though the climate is changing everywhere, but so now we can actually estimate when there is rainy season and when there is dry season.
Okay.
To some extent. But since I've been here, I've really been struggling to know when is the rainy season and when is the dry season, because it rains in March. It rains.
Let's just say
anytime.
That global warming has taken effect.
Exactly. But even with that, you can still estimate in Sierra Leone between this month to this month. You expect more rains, and between this month to this month, like the place is really dry. If there is rain, like occasionally. Yeah. So because of the way we understand our weather, there is a season that when you go to the market, umbrellas are selling. And the market, when it comes to raining clothing, like you people coming to work here, almost every worker has a plastic shoe.
Okay.
Like when I was there, the public school I was going, everybody in that school
wears
a
boots.
Plastic shoe when it's raining season.
Okay.
You take away your normal new shoe somewhere.
Okay.
We all have, including the teachers. So whether you are rich, you are poor.
Is it the same color?
Yes.
Hey, okay, since you don't remove it. If I remove, like, if somebody can remove my own from my leg, how will I know?
So there is like everyone has an umbrella. At least you have your raining shoes and raincoats. All those things are easily seen and they are not expensive to get. So like you usually get it.
You usually get it
because we know when it's time for raining season, and when it's done, we put it aside. But in Ghana here, when I came with my umbrella from even from the airport, I came during the rainy season in my place. I left 7 days of rain.
Okay.
When it's raining in Sierra Leone, it's really huge.
Okay.
Like, even though there are floods in Ghana, but in Sierra Leone when it rains, we can have like intense rain from Monday to Sunday non-stop.
Non-stop?
Yes.
And they say we are not going out. We stay in the house.
No, that's the funny thing about because of how our weather system is, and we know how it rains. The rain does not stop our movement.
It doesn't even stop your outing.
No, like the rains here I see in Ghana, even small drizzling, people stand somewhere and wait for
this. Me like this, a small drizzling. I'll cover myself, with cloth, and I'll start to say,
somebody can end a meeting because of rain.
Yeah,
not in our place.
It shouldn't even start raining. Let the clouds gather,
and we can end the meeting. No,
it has finished. You understand?
No.
You not do that.
No.
You still go out.
We will still go out because we always have that perception that we are in the rain season.
Okay.
So when you are going out, almost everybody going out will have an umbrella. So as soon as it rains, we don't stop. We move on.
So
be selling in the rains with their umbrellas and everything. The same way you see the market, nobody parks their market. Everything is there.
Nobody will park. Nobody will gather.
Nothing.
So
only those who
wait.
Even those passing around with their goods, they will be having it selling.
Why, when it's raining, the wind doesn't blow or what?
I don't know, but like we have just adapted.
You just adapted.
Yeah.
I need to experience this. But someone is also come and say, "Hey, Dela, don't go there. They can chill, Papa." I have 2 Sierra Leonean friends. The way they like out in Pie. And I hear they're just hot and casa for chilling. Hot.
Very.
Wow.
Yeah. So over there, like.
Let me do somewhere. Yesu Christopher. Yesu Christi.
Over there, like that's why I say our country, like people really chill when it comes to having fun. They know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Even if you are a Christian, when it comes for chilling things, you put that aside and you dress like it's time for chilling.
Wow.
When it's time for spiritual, you do the spiritual.
So in your country, that's where they're saying, "Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar." It came from Sierra Leone. Allah. So in case this conversation is exciting you want to go to Sierra Leone, I have good news for you. Ghanaian passport holders, we do not require a visa to visit Sierra Leone. All you need is to make sure that at least you have 6 months of validity and at least 2 blank pages for them to stamp, arrival and departure from Sierra Leone. For those of you like to chill, Sierra Leone say they can chill more than us. I won't be surprised somebody will just, buy a plane ticket, go to Sierra Leone just to go and see how you put chill. Somebody like Abiam can do it. Prostitute can do it. She's sitting there quietly. She's monitoring. I saw her open to find out flights from Ghana to Sierra Leone. Hey! Me mom, there I'll go. So when it comes to food, you mentioned that rice is a common staple in Sierra Leone, and you did mention that you people don't have banku but you have fufu. So what are the kind of meals that you have? Because we Ghanaians we like to say something when we travel. We say we need pepper. If pepper is not inside, like we want banku, tilapia. We want soup. So when we come to Sierra Leone, will we survive 3 days? Or will lose weight?
If you go to Sierra Leone, you're a Ghanaian, you have to carry your kenke and your banku because you might not see that in
Yeah. Disclaimer: no kenke and banku in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
So what do people have for us then?
Can literally eat rice like 3 times a day.
I know somebody who
They
can
are
eat
fine.
rice. Pevlin, she can eat rice like 4 times a day.
Yeah. A whole year. Some people don't even eat the normal banku, as banku. Maybe they eat it like once or twice a year and they are fine.
You have something like banku?
Okay, so ours is fufu. We have konkonte actually.
Hey, you have kokonte?
Yeah,
How do you call it?
We call it the dry fufu.
Dry fufu. Oh.
Yes.
Wow. Dry fufu.
We call it to. That's because I'm saying it in English, but the actual way we call it to in Mende.
To.
Yes, to like what they call
omu.
Exactly. So you take the omo out and just call it to.
To.
Yeah.
Wow. So for you, the kokonte is to.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
do you have it with palm nut soup? Do you do groundnuts?
We have palm nut soup, but it's not really one of the major dishes. People have eaten it before, but like it's not our major.
So the tour like this, what does it go with?
Okay. Our soups are like groundnut soup, like what you have here. Normal groundnut soup. Normal light soup, but prepared in a different way.
Okay.
Not the way it's prepared, but like something similar.
Okay.
To light soup, to groundnut soup, to okra. People really like okra soup.
Oh,
when
really?
it comes to anything to swallow, they like okra soup.
Okay.
Mostly after okra soup, groundnut soup.
So you eat the tour with the AKA kokonte with the okra soup.
I think kokonte normally goes with groundnut soup.
Because groundnut soup.
Yeah.
But you add small okra, so it's
no. We don't add okra to our soup.
Hey, wow. Hello. You don't do garden eggs, nothing.
We do garden eggs, but not like stew.
No, like you know sometimes when we make our palm nut soup, some of us will add some garden eggs.
Oh,
so you see them swimming in the soup.
Yes, we
they
do
turn
that
as the
too.
meat turns.
Yes.
So you do that as well.
Yeah.
So you have two.
Yeah, that's the kokonte.
The kokonte. How do you call the fufu?
The fufu, okay, like we call it fufu, but not Ghanaian fufu.
Okay.
It's just cassava.
Okay, yours is just cassava.
We don't mix with plantain.
Okay.
We don't have the yam type, just cassava.
Just cassava.
Yeah.
And is it soft?
Very soft.
Very soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can roll it like banku. We don't really roll it like in plastic.
Okay.
So because of the way it's starchy and those ones, so it's really soft.
Okay.
But you can actually roll it into something and put it in a bowl for someone.
Okay. So that one too is with groundnut soup.
Groundnut okra most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have wachi? Something like wachi in Sierra Leone?
We have something like wachi, but it's not rice. We call it acheke.
Acheke.
Yes.
Is it acheke we know?
So you call it acheke, but it's different there.
It's also different.
Yeah. So it's like gari. And you add some stew on the gari. But the gari...
It's not gari photo.
It's not like the gari, they put on the wachi.
Okay.
When I left SHS, in my break to enter uni, I did it for a business for some time.
Okay.
So I actually know how to prepare it.
Wow.
So with the acheke, it's like steam gari.
Okay.
So you soak the gari, you add maybe your salt or your Maggi, depending on how you want it.
Okay.
And you, like, I don't know how to say, like, heat steam.
Okay.
Yeah, not like put water, like rice. No.
Okay.
Maybe just put a layer in the pot and let it steam.
Right.
Yeah. Then you add maybe your shito in Ghana here, like so maybe your stew. Then you just do your small salad, lettuce.
Okay.
And everything you want for your salad. That's our acheke.
Okay.
And you add your fish, your egg, whatever.
Have you eaten gari photo before? It's also gari, but we mix it with stew.
Okay. Is it the one for the wachi?
No. It's different from wachi. Gari photo is a meal on its own. It's a food on its own.
How is it?
So it's made with gari. Of course, the way we soak the gari up a little bit.
But
some
you
people
don't cook it.
No, I don't think some people cook it. Well, everybody and how they prepare, but I don't think most people cook the gari food. But what they do is that the already made stew, the tomato-based stew, they mix it in so they can pan fry it.
Okay.
In the weight, and it becomes very moist. Depending, some people like it very moist, some people like it dry, but it is a whole meal on its own. And then you can add your fish, you can add your meat, you can even do your garnish salad on the side, vegetables on the side, and have it.
Well, we have that. That's also called acheke now.
That's also called acheke.
That's the local, like, not the expensive version of our acheke. Yeah, so even the primary school girl can prepare that.
Okay.
So we don't cook that particular kind of gari, like what you are saying. Stew.
Yeah.
So we can use stew, or because we are normally kids that like those. Anybody actually can do it, but it starts when you are in school. Boys and those things.
So do you eat gari soakings?
In fact, gari is eating them more than Ghana.
Oh, how?
Yes, like we have different ways. I can count more than 10 different ways we use gari.
Okay, count. I'm listening. I have
so
time.
The acheke is one.
Okay.
And the other one that looks like acheke, the local one, we call it gari grown soup.
Gari grown soup.
Yes.
Okay.
When you mention gari grown soup, everybody knows
what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
So with that, the gari is not cooked like the main acheke.
Okay.
So you just soak it with water. When it's soft, you add your oil, sardine, fresh onions. Everything is fresh.
Okay.
So fresh onions, and you use your dry pepper or your fresh pepper.
Okay.
You mix everything together to your taste, and if you have fish, fine.
Okay.
If you don't have, maybe your sardine is there.
Okay.
Or you see the fish that they use for the shit, or the dry fish.
Yes.
So when you can't afford the sardine, you just
get those dry fish.
You see the way they do it in some of your Ghanaian, you steam, like toast the fish to be dry. Yeah, something like that, and you add it to the gari.
Okay.
And that's all. And you do your gari soakings with sugar, milk, and water.
Yes.
And we also have gari, sugar, and mayonnaise. What you know?
Hey,
cream.
You put mayonnaise in your gari?
Yes, and we add hot water.
Please, what is that one called?
So what you do is soak the gari first with sugar and maybe the hot water. Then you can feel the sugar taste. Then you add the cream to it. You can either mix it, or you can just be there. You be eating it with the gari. It's very nice. Very nice.
People don't add groundnuts, milk, nothing. Mayonnaise.
I started the groundnuts when I came here, and also in Nigeria.
Wow.
Nigeria too, they add groundnuts, but we don't add groundnuts.
You don't add groundnuts?
Yeah, except you choose to add, but it's not what is popularly known.
Hey.
And we also do the butter one too. Like butter.
You put butter in the gari?
Yes.
You are becoming very suspicious in my eyes.
Yeah, so you do it like that. You do it with the butter. And we also have another gari, they call it cassava bread.
Cassava bread?
Yes, like bread. So, in fact, I'm saying in the English way, it's actually called cassava bread.
Cassava bread.
Yeah, so that's originating from Mendes. That's one of their Mendes snacks that they normally do.
Okay.
So they bake the gari. After soaking it, they bake it in the pan. It comes out like bread. So it's like cassava bread. Something like that.
Charlie.
So it's
Sierra Leone there. One leg is inside Sierra Leone already.
If you want, you can eat it with your stew or your chiton. They just put the chiton on it, or the stew. We don't have chiton. We use our
stew,
onion stew or sauce.
Okay.
So like normal bread, you just put it, and it's so nice.
That's what you say.
Oh, I'm serious. If you have eaten gari, you should know. You have never tried frying gari in the pot and see how the smell feels like.
Hey.
When you are having new gari and they are doing it in the pot to make it dry, the way it smells, that's how it looks like. It just like when you bake bread from the oven.
Wow.
That's how it is.
Aromatic. Wow, tantalizing. According to you.
According to me.
According to Josephine, we are going to eat. How do you say they call it?
Bread.
Cassava bread. Right. But you people have gobe. Gobe.
We have it, but not called gobe.
It's called what?
And our own, we don't really add gari to it.
Hey.
We call our own red.
So the red that because we know some of us, some people also, we have red, just that it's in a stew form.
Yeah, but we don't add gari to our beans.
Okay, you don't add gari to your beans.
So just the beans and the plantain.
Okay.
I saw the gari part when I came to Ghana.
When you came to Ghana. And you enjoy our Ghanaian meals.
Yeah.
So that is the same way we will enjoy meals when we come to Sierra.
Oh, sure.
Do you eat spicy, like peppery meals?
We even eat more pepper than Ghana.
But the BBI is more. You people, you chill more than us. You eat gari more than us. Now you eat pepper more than us?
Yes, I stopped reducing my pepper intake when I know that I'm no longer in Sierra Leone, because most people I live with are Ghanaian. Most of them, only if you really like the pepper. Most of them be like, the pepper is too much. Like,
wow.
When we do our soups, like our light soup,
I was going to ask.
Very hot.
You have pepper soup?
Yes, that's what it's called. Our own light soup, we call it pepper soup.
Wow.
And the pepper is really hot.
Really?
It's really hot. You don't even need added pepper to it. It's very hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not easy. Have some few minutes to wrap up. But earlier, when I was giving people fun facts about Sierra Leone, I did mention that you people have wildlife. You know, we have a lot of places that you can go to. What are some of the top places we can visit when we come to Sierra Leone?
Okay, so first of all, one of the places I recommend is going to the beach.
Okay.
So Sierra Leone, like 50% of the city is surrounded by the sea.
Okay.
And our beaches are very clean.
Wow.
And the water...
You have to add that. Okay.
Very clean.
Hey, it's okay.
Oh, yes, because I've been to some beaches here. It's also nice, but like you can literally see the color of the water as blue.
Oh, wow.
Even though I'm not there, sometimes I call and I'm like, is it the same? Has anything changed? They're like, it's still the same.
It's the same.
Yeah. So, and the beaches are free entries.
Oh, free?
Yeah. So, for instance, when you are going to the Labad, you have to pay before you enter, right? In Sierra Leone, that's not it. Anybody. The
can
beach is
enter.
open to anyone.
Wow.
The only places you pay maybe a restaurant around there or a hotel. But just going for a walk on the beach is free.
It's free.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you encourage that we go to the beaches?
Oh, the beaches are really lovely, and most tourists normally go there. And when you want to enjoy the tourist sites, maybe you should go around December, around Christmas.
Okay.
People come from different countries, especially the Obronis.
Wow.
I don't know because of...
Is that how you call them?
No, we call them Pumui Mende.
Okay.
Pumui is what we call them in Mende, or Whitman.
Okay.
Like
in your crew. You say Whitman. Okay.
So the Whitman then can come December 10.
Okay.
So Whitman then can come December 10. JC them like JJC like here.
JJC.
People
Okay.
coming from abroad. So the beaches are really the cheapest places you can go and you can really have fun.
Okay.
And the hotels, they are really nice.
They are really nice. What about waterfalls, like mountains, hiking and all those things, national parks, you know?
So we have waterfalls a lot.
Okay.
So we have mountains, hike. In fact, some mountains you don't even need to pay, like, because it's literally within the community.
Okay.
For Freetown, for instance, if you are in this location, you can literally be here and see half of Freetown.
Oh wow!
Because most of the environment is covered by mountains and hills.
Okay.
The flat land is just few places.
Okay.
And the way our ground is, it has some rocky feeling like that, except for the beach. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's something like that.
Interesting. And you also did mention earlier on the show that of course Sierra Leone is fascinating, it's beautiful, and all that. How long is the flight from Ghana to Sierra Leone?
So it's around 2 hours 30 minutes.
2 hours 30 minutes.
It's not up to 3 hours.
It's not up to 3 hours. We should be in. Are we on the same time zone as Sierra Leone?
Same time zone, but different weather.
Okay, same time zone but different weather.
Yeah. So
interesting.
At 6 a.m. It's daybreak here.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, 6 a.m. is way dark.
Okay.
So when I first came and I saw, is it 5? I think even from 5, right? From 5 a.m. like you can go out and it's literally brighter. Let's say from 5:30. When I make calls home and I tell them I'm out and it's there, they'll be like, what time is that? They feel Ghana is 1 or 2 hours ahead, but it's really the same time.
It's really the same time.
Ghana gets brighter before Sierra Leone.
Interesting.
And darker in the night before Sierra Leone.
You really made me enjoy Sierra Leone today. That's how we choose to wrap up today's show. I'm here till I'm talking about Kukunte inside. You've heard so much about the beautiful country Sierra Leone. I guess Josephine. So you say I don't pronounce the N, right? So I say Ndanemah. It's been a pleasure coming your way. What will be your final words? I mean, it's time for us to wrap up, but briefly, in 60 seconds, what would you say about Sierra Leone? Like, if you want to invite people to Sierra Leone, when is the best time to go?
So my advice would be to go mostly around December time.
Okay,
Those
around
are the
December.
best times to go and visit.
Okay.
You get to really meet lots of people that love to network.
Okay.
It's a very fun time to go.
Okay.
And also take advantage of maybe conferences.
Okay.
And maybe instead of going to places like Dubai every year, there are people in Ghana like they save all their money going to Dubai and all those places for tourist side.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone actually has very nice tourist sites.
Okay.
Not only natural reserves, even the people are very welcoming, just like in Ghana here.
Yeah.
So and it's not expensive. It's not somewhere you go and you think that you need a lot of money. And you don't need a visa to go there.
Yeah.
So maybe Africans should also try to explore other African countries. So if you feel that you are not feeling the vibe in Ghana, when you move, by the time you come back, you go to love Ghana.
Yeah.
Because you get to see that Africa is not all what you see in that one area. Africa is really beautiful.
Africa is really beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you say that in Mandi? How do you say that? Or how do you say that in Creole? Africa is really beautiful. How do you say?
Africa really, really fine. Or Inyandego Imende.
Inyandego Imende. My name is Dela Michel. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. I say a very big thank you to my producer, Mami Khan, for still has been behind social media and, of course, making sure that everything is live on Facebook. For all those of you who joined us on Facebook, thank you so much for your comments. Those of you who joined us on radio, thank you so much. Shout outs to Pevlin once again, Evelyn Tingma. To my age DJ Abiam, thank you so much for bringing us classic music all the way from Sierra Leone.
DJ
So we come your way same time next week for another exciting show. Don't forget, Africa is beautiful. My name is Dela Michel. Thank you for your company.
3 FM 92.7.